bring a sense of calmness to your body. Just let yourself land into those exhales, into so much weight and contact with earth. Lay down with your knees bent. Feet, feel your feet rest into the earth. Try to center and align yourself so your spine is centered, your head and neck are following that central line. And let's take the arms up with the elbows bending, like cactus arms, just easy, hands up, head side of you. And feel, just take your next inhale and notice that your breathing space has opened with that arms up position. And just let an exhale release. This time, notice what your spine does if you stretch your inhalation here. So your spine will naturally do some arching. You can just feel into that arching in the spine, that lift in the low back as you breathe in. And breathe out, let the spine in the breath release. And now take your hands down to your floating ribs on either side, elbows rest on the floor. So practicing grounding the front rib cage is really important for back bending and helps us create strength in our core. So we want to just imagine kind of a weaving together of the muscles in that area below the ribs. Breathe in, feel the ribs open away from each other, expand. As you breathe out, you want to draw them down and together. So just try to work downward, strong down the center. Try that a couple more times. Inhale, release, open. Exhale, together and down. Just trying to find that strength in the center of your torso. Once more. Ground. And then take your arms up, keeping that grounding in the low belly. So let that grounding the ribs help keep your low back closer to the floor, less arch there. Just noticing breath and subtleties. And now when you breathe out, add navel towards the spine, add Mula Bandha, a little pelvic floor toning, so that whole low core is very engaged. Just light but strong. Keep it as you breathe in and gently deepen it as you breathe out. Meditate upon this once more. Just letting your body relax as you focus. When our breath is complete, swallow to release your throat, and let's take both knees over. So stacking pelvis over to the right side, stack knees. Turn your head to the left and reach out. So two knees twist. We often add this at the end of class, but it's a nice way to find some space with the breath. Releasing along the spine. So beginning to come into our yoga breathing, our yoga eyes. Steady, both breath deep through the nose with sound. Volume is up to you. Eyes find a steadiness that's internal and is reflected externally as well. Let's just take one more big breath in this pose, perhaps a little more depth. Just stretch into it, open it up, let it feel really positive. As you breathe out, relax and release it, and rock back to your center. Bring in your knees, hands to knees, and together and then circle your sacrum, grounding that sacrum into the floor, twice in each direction. And center ground. Second side, revolved abdomen pose. Bring those knees over to the side. So work with yourself if you need space or cushioning. So I just use my foot to prop up this leg to keep some space there. Turn, reach out. Let your left hand gently support the twist in the lower body. Really reach out through the right hand and fingers and then relax. Really connecting with breath, with gaze. This process of dropping into our practice, letting your thoughts become quiet as you breathe with sound. Become very aware of your body and your breath. Also with earth connectedness. Next, when you breathe in, see if there's just a little more room to grow, to twist a little more, to reach a little away. Stretch through your fingers on your right hand. And then breathe out and relax back to center. Bring in your knees, cross your ankles, and just let your hands bring you up to seated, to easy pose. So just notice that you've already come into this process of getting into your yoga, mind and body, breath. After that preparation on our backs. Let's try a little grounding the front ribs awareness for a moment. Breathe in, expand your rib cage. Breathe out, front ribs down and together. Also, Uddiyana Bandha, Mula Bandha. Letting your mind create those actions. And then let those stay gently engaged as you breathe above, so the breath is not hindered. Let's take Nadi Shodhana just to clear and balance, folding in your first two fingers or placing them on your third eye center, whichever you prefer today, Vishnu Mudra. Breathe in deeply and breathe out. Close the left side of your nose. Be light with your touch and deep with your breath. Inhale slowly, a 5 count. Exhale to the left, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now left inhale. Right exhale, so it's slightly incrementally released, slowly, bits at a time. Last one from this direction. Right inhale, let's go 7 counts instead of 5. But don't force or strain. Just do a little bit more and do the same. Slowly exhale to the left. Slow, slow. Then we repeat, starting with the left side. Right is closed. Inhale, 5 count, left side. Feel the breath swirling, rising. Exhale to the right. Inhale, right side. Perhaps noticing those actions in the lower torso that we're developing as you breathe. How do they support your breath? Exhale, left side. Now the 7 count from left to right. Inhale incrementally, but smoothly. Float up to fullness. And then decide when you're ready to release back to emptiness. Let your hand rest open, the other hand down when you are feeling complete with that. And take 3 breaths through both sides. As much as you can, focus on the breathing. Let everything be about the breath. Let your body be still. Just the gentle movement of breathing. When your exhale is complete, release both hands to your heart center. Pick up your elbows. have a moment for your intentions for the day, for the practice. Breathe in deeply. And release. Let us come to standing, taking several moments. You can enjoy different places along the way. I'm going to do a little squat position for a moment, or a forward fold. Just let yourself have a little time to transition to standing. Let the legs release to standing position. Standing mindfully, centered in Tadasana, mountain pose. Gather arms in by your sides lightly and just align yourself so you look intentional but you're relaxed. When you breathe out, low ribs together, Uddiyana Bandha, Mula Bandha. And then we're going to use that for upward hand pose, Urdhva Hastasana. So this is a big project to reach your arms overhead. Looks simple. Shoulders are down, front ribs are down. Just keep your head neutral. Have a sense of lifting the back rib cage as well as the front evenly. When you breathe out, shoulders and low ribs are down. And try to keep them down as you breathe in. Breathe out. Last breath. So keeping the low back long with the rib cage lifted. And when you breathe out, bring your arms down by your sides. Surya Namaskara A, just flowing slowly through these. So let the repetitiveness bring a sense of being in the present. So an attention, hands together, ready to put some energy, some tapas. Inhale, reach up. Breath and movement come together. Exhale, fold forward. That's what vinyasa means. So these are vinyasa movements, breath and movement. Third position, half lift. Gently lengthen, look forward. Fourth position, establish plank pose. Adding the elbow bend, chaturanga if you would like to. Just that breath. Inhale all the way into upward dog. Carefully, mindfully. Exhale, come to rest in downward dog for 5 breaths. Say hello. Refine. So resetting in the hands first, and then let the awareness draw up and back into the belly, lifting, the legs firming. Using the heels of the hands, and then the belly strength to draw the weight to the legs. Big waves of breath. This last breath, try to lengthen the sides of your torso in this pose. Exhale, the weight goes back to the legs. Inhale, shift forward like you're piking in your belly, and step your feet towards the front and lift to halfway. Nice slow exhale, release to forward fold, tuck your chin, come towards your legs, knees bent as needed. And then inhale energy to rise and reach. Keep reaching as you're still inhaling, shoulders down, arms up. Exhale, rest into heart center. Free breath, try to spread your feet. Firm your legs. Again, Ekam is 1, lifting up. Zve is 2, folding in. Hands where they reach. Trini is 3, half lifting. A little forward energy here. And then Chatwari is 4, going back to plank or chaturanga. Inhale, draw yourself into upward facing dog. And then exhale, flip your feet and find your down dog. Just quickly refine so you have the duration to keep warming up to this position. Even waves of breath. To really bring the mind to the breath. Exhale, weight back towards the legs. Inhales, shift forward, so pike, lift in the belly, and step forward and half lift. At your own pace, find the exhale and release. Inhale, standing up. Nala, 9. And then 10 brings us back to where we began. Last one like this. Ekam, inhale, reach. Dve, exhale, fold. Trini, halfway lifting, inhale. Exhale, spread your hands, take back your legs. Inhale, flip over your feet, press strong in the arms to come to up dog. Don't overdo this one. Lift the back ribs, and then hips up, flip feet, walk in, head down, down dog. Second breath, exhale. The head releases down, so you're gazing back between your feet or your knees with awareness in your low belly. Try to lengthen the entirety of your torso this time. On this last breath, exhale. So keep the uplift in the low belly and just shift yourself forward to the balls of the feet. So you're almost in a flexed plank. And exhale. Inhale again to step forward and stretch to half lift. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, stand, reach. Front ribs grounding. Exhale, soften everything and just release to your heart. Have a free breath. Notice the energy from the sun salutations. And then continuing that energy of meeting the challenges of the practice. Cross at your thumbs, classical sun salutation, inhale up and gently back. So let's stay for a moment with upward hand pose. Reach up, ground your front ribs and your shoulders. And then to go back, we want to firmly be in our feet and legs. Lift our whole rib cage up, including the back, and then press your pelvis forward. Breathe out, gently going back, gaze down. And then inhale, strong belly, come to forward fold. Halfway lift, moving the spine back and forth between extension and flexion. And this time, exhale, just take right leg back and bring it down to Anjali Asana. Cushion your knee if you need it. Shoulders down, knee comes towards the toes. And let's weave our fingers behind us today in this position. So find your balance. Gently open across the fronts of your shoulders and your chest. Keep a downward gaze. Notice your light core engagement. And also notice which way you have your fingers woven, so we can do the other way on the other side. Exhale. And then carefully release your leg back. And come to knees, chest, and chin position. So kneeling, hug in elbows. Pretty awkward, I think. So strong tummy, reach your chin, reach your chest. Use your feet, use your knees. 3. Almost done. Last breath. Straighten out your arms and let's come to upward dog for 5. So settle into your knees wherever they feel good. Further away, gives you more space. So we're using those same things we're working on today. The front ribs are grounding a little bit. Engage your bandhas. Look downward and lift the rib cage in the back as well as the front. Lift out of your shoulders. Inner thighs roll up. Last breath. And the knees come down if they're lifted carefully to table. And then to downward dog, or take quarter dog if you want to come off your hands. Downward dog has a lovely neutral quality, just diffusing, a place to stay. Exhale one more time. Use the uplift in your low belly to take your right leg forward, come to Anjaneyasana, or low lunge, crescent lunge. On the other side, find your pose, bring your knee forward. So focusing on back bending practices today, so go straight up with the rib cage first, press your pelvis forward so you keep your low back long. And then whichever index finger was in front on the other side, try to find the other way. Soften your feet. Downward gaze soften. Don't overdo those stretch in the front shoulders. Last breath, deeply inhale. Really focus here on the exhale to just find that place where you have gone slightly deeper. You find kind of an edge where it feels just about enough. And then press your foot and release your hands. Step forward, half lift. Exhale, folded. Press your feet, cross your thumbs, up and gently back. So up first, and then back, exhale. Inhale, use your bandhas to release to center. Have a free breath. Lifting the elbows helps bring the prana of the practice and the season into our bodies, into our hearts. Prana stored in the belly center. Exhale, just be aware of that area. And let's move on in our standing poses. Let's step back to the right side for a triangle. One of the poses that are always part of the practice, pretty much. Reach your arms, breathe in, turn your head. Really engage all your limbs as you come over and down. So just greet it with a little extra energy today. And resist touching your bottom leg if possible, so we really stay strong in the core. Sense of equal reaching, equal energy in the legs, even though they're different. Lengthen your side body, one more deep breath. Exhale, go over a little bit more if you can, or just think about it. And then breathe in, come up, and change sides. So we know this pose. Stretch that inhale as you turn to the other side. Exhale when you're ready. Come down slowly. Feel your strength in your legs. And then let your torso, your core strength hold you. Reaching equally, gazing forward or up. Each exhale anchors the low belly towards the spine. One more time. Breathe deeply. Inhale, rise up and turn your feet to the front. Exhale, catch your pelvis with your hands. Wide parallel feet. Breathe in, lengthen. Breathe out. So let your knees bend. Tip your pelvis forward and lengthen your spine slowly down. You can straighten your legs out as you like and then draw your elbows behind you. So we're kind of pressing down into the brim of the pelvis, lengthening out the spine. New point of view, head upside down. Exhale, try to press into the pelvis to lengthen your waist, lengthen your low back. Reach your head down. Inhale, press your feet, rise up. And release, exhale. We'll go back down one more time. Hands on the thighs, breathe in, lengthen. Breathe out, bend your knees, hinge, and then fold. Straightening your knees again if you would like. And let's take both arms over to the right leg, wrap it up. If you would like to add the reaching arm into a twist as well, you can add that. Release any tension in your neck. Just let your neck be long, connected to your core. Exhale. Can we bend that right knee? Let's try. And release your twist. Just try that prasarita lunge. Just a little bend towards the toes. One more breath. Inhale, determined press off that foot to straighten. And over to the other leg. And wrapping that right hand around your leg or ankle to create a lengthening across the outside edge of the arm and torso. Optional to add the reach up. Steady, determined breathing, 3. So right now we're really trying to energize ourselves, really strengthen ourselves. Breathe in once more. Breathe out, release your twist. And now let your knee bend carefully towards your toes. Soften what you can. That open pressing foot is strengthening all the way up to your hip. Breathe out. Inhale, press the leg straight, come to center. Exhale, and then inhale all the way up. And release your feet close enough to step out and step forward. So those, when you're coming out, that's a good place to notice. If you've done too much, you might just do it a little more light next time, or if it's okay as you release, good information. Parsvottanasana, right leg back, hips front. Reach your arms, breathe in, thumbs down and back. Knuckles or hands together, elbows, spine, inhale. Fold forward, exhale. So we practice these frequently and just let them become familiar so you can come in to the pose and then spend your time breathing and enjoying the pose, meeting its challenges. Another one of those things that looks rather simple, but remains challenging. Exhale when you're ready. Use your inhale to come up, gently back, and turn to the back. Keep your arms this time squared in the back of your mat. Same pose, other side. Breathe in when you're ready, lengthen. Breathe out, slowly fold. Find the appropriate depth on this side. Try to keep your chest open, your elbows lifting. There's lots of concentration on just balancing here, so let your brain give its awareness and attention to the feet and that clear connection with the earth. Last breath. When you're ready to inhale, rise up. Carefully release your arms and give your wrists a little circle as you come back to the front. Both directions, kind of like figure eights. These are nice energy movements, as well as releasing. And let the hands come to stillness. Those open handfuls of flowers hands, those hands filled with the gifts of our lives. And step back to warrior A position, finishing our standing poses here. Square to the front, lower down. And then we add upward hand position to this lunge. So have your rib cage and fundus drawn in, take your arms up, shoulders down. And so with the shoulders down, you can lift your chin and take your eyes up. And you're just as aware of your feet as you are of your hands. Keeping the breath steady. All these things help us really stay present. For the last 2 breaths, let's give it lots of energy. Just kind of find that really young, striving version of your warrior A. Once more. When you breathe out, release your hands to your heart. And then breathe in, open to warrior B. So your hips and your back toes go off to the side. Check on your knees, center. Float your arms, turn your head. Find a nice, determined turning of your head that benefits and releases your neck. The eyes go off the horizon line of the fingertips. Equally energize your back arm. And let's take those last 2 breaths. Really try to firm your muscles, reach, dig deeply. Once more. And soften, exhale, step to the top for the other side. Virabhadrasana A, step back to high lunge, heel in, hips to the front. Arms down to begin, feel the earth. So we're going to try to keep your shoulders like this as you take up your arms. We train this over time. First breath, refine, make sure everything feels okay. Gently lengthen, lift your chin, keep your neck long, gazing up. The hands might feel each other's energy from a distance. Third breath. Start to deepen, maybe bring the hands together and reach them higher, look up higher. Empower your pose. One more breath. Really just give it all the energy you can. As you breathe out, soften and bring your hands down. Open out to the side, toes and hips. Reach both arms and turn your head. Gather your fingers. Just a little check-in with your front knee over ankle. Shoulders down, equal reaching. Steady eyes. So we're trying to firm the muscles around the bones of our arms and legs. 2 more breaths. See if you can bring a little bit more fierceness and determination to your warrior. Gaze can get stronger. Breath. And as you breathe out, this time relax your arms, turn inside, and press and come back to front. Bend your knees, reach your arms just in front, and draw your shoulders in. Pulsing Utkatasana a few times. Lower, lift, lower, lift. Hips reach way back, press to stand. 2 more. Low, rise, lower, low, 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 low. And then let's bring the hands to the ground, bow in. Take your legs back, knees down, and let's come to pigeon pose. So bringing your right knee up in between your hands, folding it in on itself. Left leg works straight back, so reposition your hands. You can really use your arms. It's like upward dog position with the arms and torso here. And then walk your hands forward a step. Decide where you want to stop. If you want to bend your elbows and bring them down, just carefully come into a One leg forward, forward fold position. Releasing the outer hip of the right leg and the front hip of the left. Let your head relax. Beginning to let the energy of the practice settle as we move towards our floor practice. Deeply and steadily breathe. About 3 more deep breaths. And just check in, make sure you're comfortable enough. Soften into the exhales. And breathe out. Inhale, straighten back out your arms. Coming up. Bend your back knee. Catch it if you would like. So I'm going to take a hand open so I come to the inside of the foot, but you can do the outside or inside. You can just have the knee bent with your hands where they were or catching that back leg. Concentrate, balance, just the right amount. One more breath. And carefully release that back leg. Let's go back to 3-leg dog to release the right hip. So give it some space, reach it up, lengthen it, open out to the side if you like. Let your head just follow you. Add the knee bending. Press your hands. Customize this opening in your body. And take one more breath. Try to just relax there. Come to center and bring the left knee forward. Fold it in on itself. So over time you can open up that hinge of the knee, but this is the safest way, and it's where we all begin. Use your arms like upward dog arms. Bring your right leg back. Just check in with your kneecap. Try not to sickle your foot behind you. When you're ready, take that first step forward. Maybe that's enough. Just carefully use your arms to support as you come down. So not straining in the knee, but stretching your outer left hip and your front right hip. Head releases tension. Neck releases tension. Be still. Just breathing. Seven. Soften and enjoy 8th breath. Let it feel complete. It's like you get to cross it off your list. And then use your arms to rise up. Second position, bend your back knee so your foot just reaches towards the sky. Go back and catch it if you would like. Front body opening, but keeping the back body nice and long as well. So whole ribcage lifting again in this pose as we have a back bend. Fourth breath. Nice degree of intensity. Last breath. And exhale, release back to 3-leg dog. Just getting some space for that hip joint, reaching your foot towards the sky. Let it move to a side, turn hip to side, torso and head follow. Bend your knee and just notice that increase releasing across the front of your hip. Working with asymmetry is really good for our brains and our bodies, so just Slightly determined, relaxed, playful here. New perspective. Deeply breathe once more. And then release to center and fold your knees, sit down and sit back on your heels. You could sit in easy pose if you need to, but I think that most of us are okay with this sitting on the heels variation, little thunderbolt, nice and upright. Let your hands rest, your arms have been working hard, hands and wrists, just feel that energy. Grounding hands on legs. Deep breath in. Breathe out with a little bit of an S sound, just very light through the mouth. Try that again with slightly more volume to the S sound. Inhale deeply, fill. Exhale. And open up your eyes. Those S's help let go. Take your hands to the floor. And let's try just a little mini version of Supta Virasana. Coming to our heart lifting pose with your fingers forward. Lean into your hands, lift your chest. Up your elbows towards each other. And go back to inning degree with your bend in your elbows. So just keep it really fine for you. Nice outward spiraling hands, open shoulders. Keep your head neutral. Be steady. Fourth breath. Fifth breath. Come up with your heart first. Lead with your heart. And then come forward into Balasana. Calm your nervous system. Balance it. Let's let the arms rest along the sides, draping. Big back body ribcage breaths. Last one. And exhale. Inhale when you're ready. We're going to come to our bellies. If you want to lower slowly, hugging in the elbows, we do so. Hug in. Cobra pose. Line up your legs. Lengthen your whole body. Inhale. Lightly press your hands. So we've been practicing these back bend shapes in all these different ways. So spine is long. Back rib cage lifts. Pelvis press forward. Engage bandhas. Once more. Exhale down. Shalabhasana. Bring the tops of your hands to the floor like we did in the child's pose. And lift your head, shoulders, and legs. Feet together. Lengthen. Locust Shalabhasana. Nose gaze. Your breath will gently rock you. Be determined. Whole body stronger. One more breath. Exhale. Release completely. Let your head turn to the right. Take a free breath. Shoulders soft. Legs relax. Turn your head to the left. Do the same. Relax with the breath. When that exhale is complete, come back to center. So you can repeat cobra, locust, or bow pose. So bow pose, lift your feet towards the sky, lift your knees off the floor, arms back, catch your ankles. Inhale, press your ankles into your hands to create that bow shape. Just the right amount. Keep the low back long so you have all those different tools we've been working on. One more time. And relax. Press forward and down to come back to child's pose, wide knees. Rock a little side to side. And take your hands under your forehead and take one more deep breath. Rocking and be still. Inhale, coming up to kneeling position. Ustrasana. So cushion under your knees if you need it. And so for me, it's taking a little time here and close your eyes and just really plant each foot. Really make that earth connection. So we're used to standing on our feet. So we're not used to standing on our knees as much. So we really have to find our foundation first. And then working your way up the body, just think of firming the muscles of your legs. Engage your Mula Bandha, so lightly lift the pelvic floor. Just meditate upon these requests. Engage your low belly towards your spine lightly. Breathe in, lift the whole rib cage with that in-breath. Breathe out, knit the front ribs down together. So we want to keep those actions as we go back in the pose. So first, let's try leaning straight back. Breathe in. So we're going to go back on the exhale so you can work the ribs together and down. Just lean straight back, hands on the thighs. Come up with your chest first. Again, breathe in. Breathe out, leaning straight back, maybe a little more. Trust yourself, feel your groundedness. Lead with your heart center. You can even thump it as you come up to help you remember to lead from there. And relax. So let's continue a few more ways. Let's have the arms for a moment just to practice this idea of leaning back and reaching up. Rest your hands together. Still go pretty straight back. Ground your feet. And then come up, press your feet, lead with your heart, release. And one more time to come hold for 5. So you can bring your heels closer to you by tucking your toes under. Please be careful if you're new to this pose. So it is okay if you are carefully coming down one side first and then adding the second side. It's really better to go down together to not twist your spine as you go back. Find your heels or the backs of your legs. Lift the rib cage. Gaze down. Bandhas. Work where you are. If it feels okay to take your head back, take one more deep breath. Exhale, the front ribs are down and together. Bandhas engaged. Inhale, lead with your heart. And now back down to child's pose. Hands under the head. Rock sacrum side to side. Very energizing. Come to stillness. We can balance out that really adrenal stimulating back bending. We're coming up. And let's have a nice long stay in Paschimottanasana. So let's just start to calm ourselves down from our back bending practice. So come to your seat with your legs out, up on a blanket spine. Come to each side and gently draw the flesh off your sitting bones. Bend your knees a little bit if you need to, more if you need to. Hands to the pelvis. Try that, leaning the pelvis forward with the hands. Guide it forward. And then release your arms out. Straighten your legs as much as they want to. Draw back on your toes and fold forward. We'll take 8 breaths. Draw the low belly back. It can be nice to do a little bit of one side and then the other, rocking to create length and space. And then bowing into center wherever you are. Let your head go down. more and more calm as you stay. A few more rounds of breath if you want to try a different hand position. Exhale. Inhale, rise up and bring your feet together with your knees apart. Exhale, forward fold. You can round your spine or go straight in this pose. There are two variations that go either way. I'm going to take the round version today, rounding low back, tucking chin. Calming again. The heels press together lightly, and then you encourage your knees out towards the floor. Fourth breath, breathing in. And fifth breath. Exhale. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, come down to your back, release. Lie down slowly if you can, and do bring your blanket if you'd like to cover or have it underneath your head or anything as you rest in a few moments. So we can resist going down, resist, bandus, low ribs, and then release back. Find the center back of your head. Find the centering of your body. And going upside down. So let's try Paschimottanasana on our back. So we were just seated into forward fold. You can work with the knees bending. We bring the legs to us instead of going towards the legs with the torso. You can, if you would like, lift your hips off the floor as well. Just keep your head centered on the back of your skull. Release your back body. So if your hips are lifted, keep them lifted and just bring your hands to the back of your low back area. These big open hands support. And see if you can bring both of your legs up or do one at a time. You can come partway up or straight. The real energy of reaching through the toes. Another new perspective. Let your mind be really meditative here, calming. Just coming towards the chin. Twice more. Release your legs back towards the floor. Let your hands transfer to the earth. Carefully bring your spine down. And bring your knees in. Stretch your right leg out. Keep your left leg and straighten it out. Exhale, front ribs down and together. So that's definitely at the end of our practice today. So use that anchoring here to make it easy for you to bow towards your leg. Reach through both toes, both sets. So there's no straining in your neck. Using your arms and your core. One more time. Breathe deeply, lift higher. And release down, center head, and change sides. Exhale, front ribs together and down. Inhale, bow in. Three. Grow a little bit more on this last breath. And release down and back. And stretch out your legs. Shavasana time. And back to our back bodies. Again, resting. And now we're just going to let all that we've done just come into our tissues. So let go of any action of doing and just arrange yourself so you're comfortable. Attend to your body first. So you want your body to be able to register ease here. Let your eyes softly close. Now what to do with the breath? You want to gently let it go. Let's try one of those S sounding breaths in that spirit of letting go of whatever we no longer need. With your exhale, just give the breath back to its own amazing ability to continue without awareness. Release your throat. Make sure your lips are soft, your teeth are soft. So the whole head, the brain, the eyes, all the muscles of the face relax. When you walk in the hills or in a park or along a riverbank, you can follow your breath and with a half smile blooming on your lips. When you feel tired or irritated, you can lie down with your arms at your sides, allowing all your muscles to relax. Retaining awareness of just your breath and your smile. Relaxing in this way is wonderful and quite refreshing. You will benefit a lot if you practice it several times a day. And that is from Thich Nhat Hanh. So we're practicing those resources, mindfulness, teaching ourselves to be able to relax. And just enjoy relaxing for a few more moments. Release as much as you can. Let one more exhale fall away. And just bring your hands to your belly or your rib cage. Take a deeper breath. Starting to come back into awareness and ready to move. Leave your fingers pressed towards the sky. Press overhead, reach through your feet. And relax your hands. Curl to your side and come to seated. We've done some pretty nice hip releasing as well in practice. So perhaps just guiding your legs in a little bit more closely. And we're trying to let the soles of the feet shine up towards the sky. So just see if your hips are releasing open so that your feet have a little upward turn. Let your hands be a balancing source at the knees. Lean forward very slightly so you're very easy. And take 3 breaths in mindfulness. When that is complete for you, let the hands come into that soft open, come together place again. So it's a gesture of receiving and being grateful, and also a gesture of sharing. Fill it with something wonderful, with love, flowers, peace. And bring that up to your own heart center. receive some of what you just offered for yourself as well. You are deserving of your own compassion. Breathe deeply in. Namaste. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. And thank you for practicing with me. Glad you were here, Cynthia. That was